One shot. Let's begin. Terang. And today we're going to be doing The Tale of a Streetwalker Lover's Suicide by Yotaka Shinju. Starring art by Amishi. And I guess Yotaka Shinju, unless this is the translation quite literally. Alright, let's begin, everybody. The Tale of a Streetwalker Lover's Suicide by Amishi. I pinky swear, and if you lie, drink 1,000 needles and cut her face. I'm sorry, what? That's a pretty intense pinky swear. Oh, it's the red string of fate. So this is like, they're definitely, they're tied lovers. In this world, only one thing is important. You dozed off without even holding the edge of the boat. Lord Asada, the Decapitator, really is something different. I've dreamt of this place quite a lot recently. Oh, how so? It was a long time ago. I was speaking to a girl from my village who passed from disease. Oi, oi, that's quite the miserable dream. I thought you only had nightmares of the regrets of men sentenced to death. I've heard a rumor on this here boat as well, that Asada the Decapitator cuts down his own kin without mercy. Surely, no one's capable of wicked deeds in your presence. I mean, who'd want their corpse used to test a new blade? However, it must be inconvenient sometimes for you to be both trowel cutting officer and decapitator. Why did employers serve their subject alike? If I asked you, would you consider it? Ha! No way! That sounds like a nightmare. Note, during the Edo period, a popular profession for highly skilled swordsmen was to test swords in a variety of materials, ranging from bamboo to the corpses of criminals. Huh, that's neat. Come in and play, samurai. My apologies, but I am not a guest. I've come to deliver a package to a prostitute named Yosuhi. Let's see. Ah, the pinky swear. That's too bad. Yosuhi! Yosuhi at your service. I am Asada. The pinky fingers you've been purchasing are ones I have cut from corpses while testing blades. Normally, the merchant would have come to you, but I came since I heard he was out of town. Lord Asada in person. I cannot thank you enough. It is said that prostitutes would cut off their little fingers and offer them as gifts to show their affection to customers, but in reality, few actually did, and most were cut from corpses or were imitations. I suppose manipulating the heart is one way to do business, just as I use corpses. It's called the art of coaxing. However, in the event they really are truly in love, don't you think they shouldn't be willing to have her desecrate her own body? Ah, that face. You'll develop a habit. Ah, even so, I've already sworn my pinky to someone, but that was a long time ago. Your birthplace. Hey! Don't ask a prostitute such things as her childhood. But that's quite rare, isn't it? I can't believe the unaffectionate Yosuhi touched him. Speaking to Lord Asada improved her mood quite a bit. Please, see me again. I would truly appreciate your assistance in testing. I understand. Magnificent. Lord Asada, what do you think of the shoji art of Amatabaha's Pure Land? Do you feel quite despair over the path through Yomi, of countless mortal sinners, and your own demise? It is what my ancestors have left for me. Is it envy from the fact that we will never see the Pure Land? Or admonition, I wonder? What? I am still but experienced, spend my days ruminating over the thoughts of my predecessors. I see. Note, Yomi is the Shinto equivalent of an obscure realm that connects both the land of the dead and the living as destined journey for all those who die. Oh, neat. Now, if you'll excuse me, Lord Asada, it is quite all right. I must leave too. Where to? Fukagawa. Ah, the little finger of a pinky swear, is it? Why would Lord Asada personally? I wish to do so myself. I see. You're pretty fond of them. She was beautiful. She quit. She has caught a terrible disease. She's growing thinner and thinner by the day. If we don't keep our beauty, the Hires will turn their backs and abandon us. It's true that Yasu was also close to the end of her service, but she's so frail. What'll become of her? She'll turn into a streetwalker standing around at night talking to customers. In the end, there's no other way for a diseased prostitute. Oh. Wait a second. You really are a different breed of streetwalker, aren't you? From a good family? Don't tell me afterwards that the money isn't enough. What's that scar? From a disagreement, that's all. It's a very old wound and isn't contagious. I see. So it's you. You truly are a good girl. Did you get in a fight or something? Your friend's waiting for you over there. The one who made my life a living hell? How? How much did the procurer pay you? Hey. Oi. Answer me. Let's see. Bring them out. They were once a prostitute in Fukagawa. They became an unlicensed prostitute due to their disease and murdered a man they invited in the middle of sexual intercourse. She's a deranged temptress who spent the entire night with the corpse on top of her. If there's anything left for you to say, I will hear it. When I was 9, I was sold by a man who abducted me. I've been in hell ever since. I had forgotten how to cry, but I remembered when I realized that the client who abducted me, when I realized that the client was the one who abducted me, it was anger. There was nothing else left. But I do not quiver with remorse. If hell is no different than here, then I do not fear my journey towards it. That is why. Enough! I shall strike through your neck. My pinky. You can cut it off afterwards. It is yours. We cut off our childish fingers to sing our love. She was a frail girl from a poor household. I wanted to protect her from her drunken parents, but stay with me, for no matter where we are, we will never mourn, for we are still together. We fought and departed one another. Afterwards, I was told she died of disease. Splendid, Lord Asada the Blood. You thought I'd be able to accept your pinky. If neither you nor I can journey to the Pure Land, there is no need to mourn. I will go with you to hell. Man, this one is a really, really interesting one. Cause how do I put this? It's a little formal. It's a little stilted. It's a little like they're very restricted by duty. I think it's a good way to put it. And I remember that when I traveled to Japan, there was like this random guy who, wanted to chat up and he tried to sell me his book later. But he basically said that one of the things about Japan that kind of is interesting to him is, and he was a local Japanese person, is that it's not a genuine country in the sense that everybody is afraid of being different or being themselves, so they all have to put on their mask and all fall in line with their duty. And I kind of feel like this is a little bit of the epitome of that here. Um, right? So like the golden. Well, first we'll go here. Because he's Lord Asada, the decapitator, right? He goes and he cuts everybody down. He cuts his own kin without mercy. So he is very much bound by duty. He goes, he visits her, and I guess it's kind of an open secret, right? That she was going to go and give him all these pinkies, more so than anything else. I didn't know it was a real thing. And then, we get an establishment of the afterlife where they'll ideally go together, right? But it's never going to happen, right? She quit, she caught a terrible disease, and then what's happening is that she's going to die because she killed the person who kidnapped her. And it's a very tight story. I think it does well in that it doesn't have too many characters. It has just enough characters for this to be an established world where they're all bureaucrats, right? They're like, oh, anybody who is not like them two and like the bureaucrats or the other women there are, that guy are not really important, right? Like they're just people in a society. And I think that's what's interesting because I usually am like pretty hard on like one shots that have too many characters, but this one doesn't feel like that we're purposely trying to develop these characters as something bigger. Or they feel underdeveloped. Diseased prostitute. We got the other prostitutes. I think they're called. Well, when they call like the bosses here, the boatman, right? They might be layers for exposition, which might be a better way to put it, right? They serve a purpose, and then their purpose is served. We don't need more than that. And then we have this person here who kidnapped her and sold her into prostitution, right? Um, and then she goes and she kills him. Oh man, it's straight into that's like killing the brainstem immediately, right? How much did the procurer pay you? Hey, and he died, right? To see how much she got sold for, right? And so, of course, she's gonna go and live her life, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a diseased process. I'm not gonna live long anyway." So, you know, it was anguish enough to live. And then they cut her. If hell's no different than here, then I know I feel my journey towards it. That is why. Yep. And then he cuts her off too, and then he cuts her head off. So my pinky cut off after it is yours. Because they had an argument, they abandoned each other. And then because of that, she ended up getting sold into prostitution, unfortunately. But she was always pretty sickly, I guess, right? And then boom. And then right here, it's like he kind of accepts his fate stoically because he's Assad the decapitator, right? Where he goes and he's like, all right, I'm going to cut off their head. And it's such a strange story. I wonder if this is like just a cultural difference here. Because, like, or maybe I should be feeling a little bit uneasy at the fact that this man got the red string of fate with this woman here, and he just easily, cut her off there. Um, the act of breaking the sanctity of a promise, right? Note this is a rhyme Japanese church will often say as part of the ritual for a pinky swear. The act of a pinky swear also has additional emblematic. The verb to cut, the breaking of a curse. Okay, that makes sense. And the red string of fate. The art is beautiful. I think it's perfect. It's a very period-like piece, and I kind of man, I think this world's pretty cool. Like it's so busy. It's this. I will say that it feels like there's a world that already exists here. And I think oi, because isn't the term like oiran? Isn't that what you would call like a prostitute? Um, oiran is a collective term for the highest ranked courtesans in history who are considered to be above common prostitutes. Skills and training and additional arts. So yeah, maybe it's like the oi. It's just like hey, because you're of a no, she was saying, "Oi, answer me." Not that guy. Never mind. So yeah, I don't know, cause I maybe it's just that it's a, cause I feel like this is just a big cultural difference. Like this person isn't crying, and maybe I should be like that's fucked up. He's not crying. He's letting it slide. He's just accepting his fate, and maybe there's the beauty in that. There's like an honor in that too. He's just doing his job. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. And I think that's kind of the feeling I'm leaving on here. I don't know. It's not a bad story. I just don't know how to feel about it. I think it's very well made. It's very well constructed, and don't know how I feel in terms of like what should the emotion be conveying. Like, should I feel like it's a shame, it's a tragedy, and maybe I should be like maybe it's a bigger shame that the fact is that like he obviously loved this person. He made that fate. You could kind of blame him, or he should be blaming himself, maybe, or there might be that self doubt that he led to her death or downfall. Um, and that like the fact he can't mourn that is sad, and and he's accepting his fate of going to hell, right? And the fact he cuts his own loved ones without mercy. I don't know. It's a big one, you know. And I guess that'll be everything then here. Yeah, I don't know. I like how this is empty here. It's just him standing over her compared to like how they use empty space well in this here. But yeah, I guess that's everything then. So, oh wait, let me go and check. What is it? Yotaka Shinju. But that's a but. Let's check his thing before we go forward here. Yotaka Shinju. Shinju. Yotaka Shinju. He also went by a name Amishi here, right? Historical, the one. Romance comedy, the red shoes. Okay, this person just getting started, it looks like. Awesome, awesome. Well, guess that's everything. So, with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.